In today's video, I'm going to review 6 of the most popular protein bars that you can find at the supermarket. I picked them all up at my local grocery store. Stick around until the end to see which one is my personal favorite and why. As you probably know, protein is the key nutrient if the goal is to build strength and muscle, and also accelerate your fat loss. Today's video will help you to choose the best protein bar for those times when you're just a little short on your protein, or maybe it's the time after your workout when you know that it's going to still be a while until you get to your next meal. Well, this is the time where a protein bar can really help you out. I'm going to review these bars based on 4 criteria. And here is the first one, the taste. Of course, a protein bar, just like anything else that you eat, should really taste good because otherwise you just don't want to eat it. The second thing is going to be the protein to calorie ratio, which is also really important when it comes to protein bars. Next thing, I'm going to take a look at the fiber content of these bars. And lastly, the fourth thing is the price. I also want you to know that, of course, some of these nutrition facts are different based on the different flavor of the same bar. So I might show you a chocolate protein bar, but if you buy the same brand, but it's a peanut butter one, the nutrition facts might be slightly different. So make sure that when you buy yours, you're gonna always check the nutrition label as well. The 6 different brands that we're going to take a look at today are the following: Barebells, Quest, David, One, Power Crunch, and Builders. All right, so we're going to get started with the taste and texture. And here, there's absolutely no question which one is the best one. Here it is, Barebells. And you can tell because I have 3 different kinds here because I really like these bars. They really do taste like candy bars, but with 20 grams of protein, which you obviously don't find in a candy bar. These are really tasty, and I've tried almost all of their flavors, not 100%, but almost all of them. And I do have my favorites. Right now, they have this super tasty peppermint bark, which I believe is seasonal. Now that I'm recording this, it's December, so I think this is just seasonal, but this is really good. The other ones are really good too. So here's my second favorite, peanut butter, super tasty. They also have cookies and cream, some chocolate flavor, I believe it's chocolate dough. They have salty peanut, they have cashew, and so many other ones. And these are really the tastiest protein bars by far. Also, the texture is nice, and they also have a little crunch added to them, which makes the protein bar taste even better. These are absolutely, there's no question, by far the best tasting protein bars. I forgot to mention the white chocolate almond, which is so good. The second place when it comes to taste and texture goes to David protein bar. The one that I have here is fudge brownie flavored bar. They have a couple of other options too, but I do like this one. It is on a little drier side. If you don't like dry at all, then this is probably not what you want to have, but I personally like it. It also has little pieces of crunchy something in it that I also enjoy. I like this bar. I know people have very mixed opinions on this bar. Some say it's too dry or they need to drink 2 bottles of water to get through 1 bar. I don't think so. I know it is drier, but I don't mind it. So this is number 2 on my list when it comes to taste and texture. Number 3 is One bar. Now this particular one is the lemon cake bar, and I like it because it is not as sweet. So the thing with One bars is that most of them are a little too sweet, especially the donut one and the birthday cake one. I personally cannot eat those. However, this one is good. I also like their pumpkin pie and their almond, chocolate almond. Those are really good. The texture is a little bit chewy, but to me it's just perfect. It's not too chewy and it's definitely not too dry either. I really like the texture. And once again, some of them have the perfect amount of sweetness while others are a little too sweet. The next one here is the Quest bar. I gotta say, the first time that I ever tried a Quest bar was probably around 10 years ago. And the first flavor I tried was their cookies and cream. I could not eat it. Just so bad. I didn't like it at all, and I was thinking, how could anybody ever eat this? Luckily, they have improved their flavors a lot. And for example, this one, which is the double chocolate chunk, is actually pretty good. My favorite from Quest is the chocolate explosion one. It's really good. It has a lot of chocolate, so if you like chocolate, then The chocolate explosion one is something you should try. On my list when it comes to taste, they are number 4. The next one here is the Power Crunch, and this one here is the mint chocolate flavor. Now this is more like a wafer, and it is very light and airy and very crunchy. Now if you're looking for something that's also filling, like really filling, the way the David is or the Bear Bells, then this Power Crunch isn't actually very filling. Like I said, it's really light. It doesn't taste bad or anything, but it just doesn't help you a lot when you're actually hungry. And finally, the last one when it comes to taste is this Builder's bar. I just am not a big fan of how it tastes. It is more filling than many others because it also has a lot more calories, but the taste itself is not that great in my opinion. Okay, so we talked about the taste and the texture. Now we're gonna move on to another super important thing, which is calories and protein in the bar. When I'm buying a protein bar, what I'm looking for is 10 grams of protein per 100 calories. Most protein bars are approximately 200 calories, some are more, some are less, but on average they are 200 calories. This means that a 200 calorie bar should have 20 grams of protein. This is how you know that it's actually a high protein bar. So let's take a look at this list next. Which bars are the best when it comes to protein to calorie ratio? By far, number 1 based on this criteria is the David bar. When I first saw this, I was super surprised because this bar has only 150 calories, which is much less than others, but it has 28 grams of protein, which is much more than others. And I was super surprised to see that. I was thinking, how do they do it? But they do it. So I was reading the nutrition label, and one of the things that makes this bar a little bit different is that it actually has collagen added to it. So collagen is, of course, also a source of protein, but it's not a whole complete protein. This means that it doesn't have one of the essential amino acids that is found in, let's say, whey protein, for example. In that sense, yes, it has more protein, but it also has some collagen in it, which means that not all of the protein in it is complete protein. Now that said, how much does it matter? If a person is low in protein, then getting any type of protein, including collagen, is really helpful for that person. So yeah, while it has some collagen in it, it's still high in protein. So 28 grams, this is a lot of protein to put in a 150 calorie bar. That's the reason why this bar is at the top of the list when we look at the calorie and protein ratio. The next one on this list is the Quest bar. Now this particular one has 170 calories and 20 grams of protein. Let me double check. Yes, 20 grams of protein, which is also a really good ratio. Remember I said we want to have 10 grams of protein per 100 calories. This one has more than that because it's only 170 calories and 20 grams of protein. So definitely a really good source of protein, really nice protein and calorie ratio. Next one when it comes to protein and calorie ratio is the Bear Bells. So this one is 210 calories per bar and 20 grams of protein. So it's just a little bit outside of that criteria that I told you, 10 grams protein, 100 calories, but it's insignificant, that little difference there. So Bear Bell was number 3 on that list. Number 4 on this list, protein and calories, is this one bar. Yes, it does have 20 grams of protein, which is good, but the calories are just tiny bit higher, so 220. So nothing significant, not a big difference compared to Bear Bells, but it is quite a bit more than these two, for example. Still, I would say this is a pretty good protein and calorie ratio. Number 5 on this list is the Builder's bar. Yes, it does have 20 grams of protein, which is similar to the other ones that I just showed you, but it also has 290 calories, which is about 100 calories more than the other ones. So this means that per 100 calories, there's not 10 grams of protein, but actually 6.9. So this is definitely lower in protein and you're gonna get a lot more calories. Yeah, it does say here protein bar, it does have protein, obviously. It's just that the ratio is not that good at all. And finally, Power Crunch. Now this is even lower in protein. This one has only 13 grams of protein per 220 calories. We also had one bar that had 220, but this one had 20 grams of protein. The Power Crunch has 220 calories, just like one bar, but it has only 13 grams of protein, which means that it only has 5.9 per 100 calories. And that's why it's in the last position when it comes to the protein and calorie ratio. Before we get to the next criteria, which is the fiber content, I want to make sure that you know that the protein alone is not going to do the job if you don't exercise. And no protein bar can ever make up for the fact that you're not doing strength training. If you're not doing strength training yet, make sure that you get my free guide that shows you exactly what to do. You can choose between the bodyweight and bands option, or if you already have a little bit of experience, you can also choose the dumbbell option. This guide is called Fit from Scratch. You can download it when you go to the link in the description. With these workouts, you're also going to get follow-along videos where I'm demonstrating exactly how to move, what exercises to do, and even how long to rest. Make sure that you get that guide, download it, get started with working out regularly, and let me know how it goes. All right, moving on to the next point, which is the fiber content. You might be even surprised to hear that protein bars really do have fiber in them. And of course, while you should get most of your fiber from real foods, just as you would get most of your protein from real foods, protein bars can actually really help you sometimes to hit that fiber goal. The fiber goal that I give to most of my clients and also follow myself is approximately 25 grams of fiber per day. And if you choose your protein bar wisely, it can actually help you to get closer to that goal. So now let's take a look at that list. Which one is at the top of this list? The highest fiber bar is the Quest bar. Somehow they managed to put 14 grams of fiber inside of this one single protein bar, which is pretty awesome because just like I mentioned, the goal is 25 grams, which is a lot for a lot of people to do. It can be very difficult. So this bar can actually help you a lot. Just make sure that you don't only eat bars, that you do eat your fruits and vegetables too, obviously. Now the next one in the fiber list is already a lot lower, and this is the one bar. This one has 4 grams of fiber per bar. Here's the barbells. They are in the third place here. They have 3 grams of fiber per bar, and this peppermint bark one has actually just 2. Not super high in fiber, but they still do have some. Builders is next one on the list, and this one comes with 2 grams of fiber, but also remember, like I said, this bar alone is bigger than the other ones and higher in calories. And the David and the Power Crunch are similar with just 1 gram of fiber per bar. And now let's take a look at the cost of these protein bars, and I'm going to list them from the most affordable to the most expensive. The most affordable one is the Power Crunch bar. Today at my local grocery store, this was $1.50, and you can also buy it on Amazon, where you can get 12 bars for 16 bucks. That means it comes out $1.30 per bar. Builder's bar was also $1.50 at my local grocery store today. You can also get it on Amazon. You can get 12 of these for 20 bucks, which then comes out $1.60 per bar. All right, I started from the most affordable ones and now we're going up. So number 3 on this list is the Quest bar. At the store, it was $2.50. On Amazon, you can get 12 for 23 bucks, which means $1.90 per bar. Next one is the barbells. These were 3 bucks at the store. On Amazon, you can get 12 for 28, at least right now, which comes out $2.30 per bar. 1 bars were also 3 bucks a piece at the store today. On Amazon, you'll pay 33 bucks per 12 bars, which makes it $2.75 per bar. And now the top of the list, meaning actually the most expensive by far, is this David bar. And I'm sure this is exactly because they have put so much protein in a low-calorie bar. At my grocery store today, this bar was $3.80. On Amazon, it seems to be quite a bit cheaper, so you're gonna pay 35 bucks, which comes out $2.90 a piece. I buy both. I buy at the store, I buy on Amazon sometimes, but I don't buy these too often because they are just ridiculously expensive. All right, so here are all these bars that I reviewed today. I told you about how they taste, what the texture is like, also discussed the protein and calorie ratio. We talked about the cost, we talked about the fiber. Now, which one is my personal favorite? Before I tell you which one is my favorite, I want to also say that not all of these things matter the same to me. The most important things to me are the taste and the protein and calorie ratio. I don't care so much about the fiber because while fiber is important, this is not the number one thing that I'm looking in a protein bar. And also if something is just really cheap, but it doesn't have the protein content, or it's just really low protein content, or it doesn't taste good, then this is not gonna be at the top of my list. Okay, it's time to reveal my personal favorite, and this is not a hard decision. This is very easy to me. Barbells, by far, easy choice. I love how they taste. I love their protein content. I love the texture. A lot of variety when it comes to different flavors. So I absolutely love them. The first time I tried them, I already knew this is it. This is really great. If you haven't tried Barbells yet, I highly recommend them. All right, so the Barbells were the clear winner, no question. Now number 2, I'm gonna put David in the second place. Like I said, I like the texture, I like that little crunch, and I do like the fact that it has a ton of protein in it. I'm not a big fan of the cost of this bar, but everything else is pretty cool about this bar. Now the third and fourth place, this was hard for me. I wasn't sure if the third one is gonna be Quest and the fourth one or the other way around. So after a little bit of thinking, I decided I'm gonna put the Quest in the third position because it's a little more filling than the one bar. I think the taste is pretty equal, but this one, yeah, just a little more filling. One bar, and I can actually even open it up. It's a little bit thinner. You can see it's a little bit thinner compared to many other bars, even though it has plenty of calories, 220, which is about the same as the others, or maybe even more. And it has plenty of protein too, but for some reason it's not as filling. That's the main reason why I'm gonna put the Quest before one, but I would say other than that, they're pretty equal. And then these last two, the Power Crunch and the Builders. I'm actually not gonna even put them on my list because I don't buy them often at all. I just picked them up because I have tried them and I know that they are popular. So I wanted to show them to you and tell you what I think, but I don't buy them often, so that's why they're not gonna end up in my list. Again, there's nothing wrong with just a good tasting bar, such as the Power Crunch. In fact, my husband really likes these, so he has them sometimes, but I wouldn't say that these are really good protein bars. Of course, I can't finish this video without saying that real food is always number one, and supplements such as protein supplements are just supplements. They don't do the heavy lifting for you. So make sure that you get your real food most of the time, the food that comes from the earth or that had a mother. Those are the foods that are the best foods, but sometimes when you need a little something quick, then these bars can be a really good and simple way to get that protein, satisfy your sweet tooth, and help you out when you know that it's gonna be a while until you get your next meal. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to this channel so you get a notification when I post the next video. Thanks so much, and make sure to watch the next video as well.